Welcome to Wanderlust and Wishes, the podcast where we explore the world one destination at a time.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Krystle.
As travel agents with fantastical vacations, we are here to share our passion for travel and help you turn your wanderlust into reality.
From hidden gems to bucket list adventures, join us as we dive into the sights, sounds, and stories of our favorite destinations.
So grab your passport, pack your bags, and let's embark on this journey together. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 15 of Wanderlust and Wishes. This week, we are going to talk about ways that you can get excited and kind of build up that excitement up through your vacation. First, we have some news, and I also want to throw out a disclaimer that I am not at home and I do not have my mic, so hopefully my audio is not completely horrible this week. So my apologies if that happens. So, Krystle, you want to tell us what's going on with all the Halloween stuff?
Yes, so it's not really news, but it all kind of started this last week. Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Orlando started August 30th. Oogie Boogie Bash at Disneyland started August 23rd. And Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Walt Disney World started on August 9th. So there are still tickets available for Halloween Horror Nights and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. But now that people are starting to see what's going on, they're starting to quickly sell out. Oogie Boogie's been sold out for months, but it's not too late to get a last minute weekend trip on the books.
Absolutely. We'd love to help you with that, of course. If it's something that you've been wanting to do, if you've wanted to do Halloween Horror Nights or you've wanted to do Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and it's something you're trying to do, like you definitely need to jump on it now because they're not going to be around for much longer. Another reminder is that for 2025, any of your Walt Disney World stays are going to include that first day check-in water park benefit. So you'll be able to visit either of the two water parks at Walt Disney World on that first day when you check in.
They announced after hours events for Walt Disney World for 2025. With all the holiday parties now for Halloween and then going into Christmas, they kind of put a pause on them. But guests can start as early as 7 p.m. and stay 3 hours after park close, experiencing shorter wait times for attractions, meeting some of your favorite characters, and indulging in snacks like ice cream, popcorn, and select drinks for free. Well, as part of your ticket. The event begins January 6th at Magic Kingdom, January 22nd at Hollywood Studios, and February 27th at Epcot.
Prices range from $175 to $185 for Magic Kingdom, $155 to $175 for Epcot, and $155 to $185 for Hollywood Studios. These tickets go on sale for guests staying at Walt Disney World Resort hotels, including the Swan and Dolphin and Shades of Green on September 4th. And then for all other guests, they will be available on September 10th. Each park has like 15 to 20-ish dates throughout this time frame from January through September of next year. So if you're interested, obviously contact us for details. These are a really cool addition to your trip if they happen to have a date while you're there.
Yes, and it's a way to save money because you don't have to buy Lightning Lane multi-pass because lines aren't long. And as also a reminder, the 2025 Disneyland packages are now available. Finally, hallelujah. You still need park reservations for Disneyland, and things are a little bit different out there, especially if you're used to Walt Disney World. So just get with us for those. But we've already had lots of interest, so we can book the entire year. So let's get on it.
Yay. I know Krystle was waiting on that. It seemed like for months.
I know. Well, I had people asking me like a year ago, basically, when Walt Disney World opened.
Well, and Walt Disney World released 2025 through the end of October really early in like, what was it, like February or something, or March? It was way early compared to what they typically do. So that was a bit of a surprise. And then anybody that's been asking for Disneyland, it feels like it's been forever. So for Disney Cruise Line, just a couple of little tidbits. The Disney Destiny Maiden Voyage is going to be November 20th of 2025. from Fort Everglades and Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be a 4-night cruise with stops at both Castaway Cay and Lookout Cay. It's available to book for the general public on September 12th. And then those of you that are in Castaway clubs can start booking as early as September 6th.
That's exciting. I want to get on this one.
There's definitely I think a lot of excitement about this ship because it is so unique and different from, the typical Disney cruise line ships. It's just a different setup because of the heroes and villains theming.
And then if you want a longer one on a newer ship, the Treasure's main voyage is this December 21st, and that is running out of Port Canaveral, and they're going to do a 7-night Eastern Caribbean to start. And just as a reminder, you can get up to $1,000 onboard credit by booking Disney Cruise Line through us, just as a little thank you to show our appreciation.
Okay, so moving into our episode content. This is something that's really fun, kind of creating excitement. And this is not necessarily, just for Disney. This is for any vacation, being able to create some excitement around the trip that you're going on, especially if it's something that's kind of a bucket list that you're really excited about. Having some of these things that you can do prior to the trip just makes it fun.
The build up and anticipation are some of like my most favorite parts of a trip.
It's funny because the first time we took the girls, I wanted to surprise them like the day that we were taking them or, right before we were taking them. And Rob said, no, I want them to know it's coming and to get excited. And so he kind of talked me into it. And so we actually did it's still kind of a surprise. Like we did like a scavenger hunt thing, but it was several months before we went. So they had time to get excited about it.
We've done both as well. The first time to Walt Disney World was like a Christmas gift. And then we were going a couple months later. So they did have time to like talk about it. But then we did kind of like a last minute trip a year ago in September. And that one just was school and we had other trips and sports. We didn't intend for it to be a surprise, but we just kept getting closer and closer. And we're like, well, why tell them? Like, we're already so close and we're just there. So
right.
like, let's try it. Let's see how it goes. So that was fun because we were even in the airport and they had no idea. And we're walking through Orlando Airport and we're like, do you know where we're going? And they're like, is that Disney? Are we going to Disney? And we're like, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. They really had no idea until we pulled up to the resort, which was so fun.
That's funny. I think if it's something like Disney, sometimes the first trip, it's almost like you do, especially if they're little and they aren't quite sure what to expect, giving them the opportunity to get excited. And then once they've been and they've experienced it, then you can kind of spring the surprise on them because they know and that, what to expect. We kind of had a situation like that in 2020. We obviously our June trip got canceled because it was Walt Disney World was closed. But then I put us on a wait list. Like once they decided to reopen, I put us on a wait list for October for Wilderness Lodge. And I thought, you know what, because it was a DVC wait list. And so I thought, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, fine, whatever, because it was in the middle of COVID and all the restrictions and everything. And we did get it. And so we decided, because we didn't know until the last minute, we didn't say anything about it because I didn't want to get them excited and not be able to go. So that we did similarly where we did surprise them, but it was because we didn't know whether we were going or not. So
definitely fun and benefits to both.
Yeah, of course. So some of the things that we can do, one of the things, create a calendar or a countdown calendar. And there's lots of different ways that you can do this. You can find countdown calendars on Etsy for all kinds of different things. Definitely tons of Disney countdown calendar options on Etsy. One of the things that I've seen before is doing a paper chain with however many days it is. And every day you take a piece off of the chain. And so you can hang it up like garland or however you want to do it. But every day you take a piece off of the chain and eventually, obviously, it works down to where it's nothing and it's time to go. Similarly, doing something that's kind of like a garland, but hanging little envelopes that are, you can decorate them or whatever you want to do with them, but they're sealed and they're hanging on the garland for each day that you have until you go. And each envelope can have either something that they can do, an activity or a treat, or pick a treat or something like that within it. And then I've also seen similar to a Christmas advent calendar where they have a little treat in each day that they can pick out a toy or a candy or something like that where they can count down.
Those visual reminders are such a great thing for little kids. Like my Harper, she will ask me 500 times a day if she doesn't have like something physical to like look at and be like, okay, you have 25 days. You need to stop asking me how many more days. It's still 25, like I told you 5 minutes ago. We did something similar. So this was actually with our surprise trip in September last year. We made a contract with the kids and we called it the Scrooge McDuck Pom Pom Vault. And I ordered a bunch of the like little craft fuzzy pom poms on Amazon, and they were each different colors. And we divided them up between the kids, and basically we gave them certain colors for doing like their everyday normal tasks that they are expected to do around the house, like making their bed and cleaning up their room, and then they had extras for like certain chores. And then also we like incentivized like, hey, if you score a goal, you can get two this week. Or if I get like a good report from your teacher, you can get five. And so we kind of had them listed out with the colors and what they each meant. But then we also had like a disclaimer that if there's like any tattling or fighting or like lying or anything, we would physically take them out in front of them, which they hated. And we didn't say what we were doing. We just said, if we can fill the vault, we, the Proper family, will go on a fun family adventure. And we just left it at that. We each signed it. And then they worked. It was basically from June till September to fill that sucker. And so they kind of knew like, oh yeah, we're getting close. What should we do when we fill it? Should we go to like the arcade? Should we do? So they had no idea that they were actually building to go to Disney. So that was fun.
Oh, that's a good idea. It probably wouldn't work on my kids anymore though. It's definitely something to do when you have little kids versus your older kids.
Yes. Another one we like to do is vacation themed movie marathons and just like watch movies or shows set in your vacation destination. So like for a trip to Disney, it's easy to go on Disney Plus and watch like Behind the Attraction, or there's lists all over online. But like if you're going to go to Magic Kingdom and ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, maybe you need to watch Snow White so the kids understand it. So we like to do those ones.
We've done it recently, like within the last couple months, like we've done Disney movie marathons before a Disney trip. The other thing that we like to do before we go to a national park, we like to watch something, either YouTube videos of, that show the park, or if there's a National Geographic show of any kind that shows you the different things that you can do at the parks, to just kind of get excited and understand exactly like what we're going to see. So that's fun. And then the other thing that we will do sometimes before Disney or Universal is watch YouTube videos of the rides. So it just, gets you excited, especially if it's one of your favorites and you just want to see, just get in the mood for the ride and get you excited about going.
I like the ride throughs as well, because if you have someone who is a nervous rider, sometimes that helps them know what to expect.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes, like with my oldest daughter, she's like, yeah, that's a hard pass. That's not happening.
Maybe watch it before you show your kids, because if it looks scary, you might be losing a rider.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with Lena, it's good because I don't want her to ride something that she's not comfortable with. So it's fine with me. I'd rather her not get upset with whatever it is. I'd rather her be comfortable with it. So something else you can do, and this is something that I definitely don't do because I'm terrible at cooking. I'm just the worst. I have literally no other way to say it. You can do pre-trip meals, so meals that are inspired by wherever you're going. You could do something like, croissants and cheese for a Paris trip, or do some kind of Italian meal if you're going to Italy, or some type of like jerk chicken or something like that for if you're going to the Caribbean. Yeah, I'm more on the variation of looking at what's available where we're going and then picking out what we want when we get there, or creating like a bucket list of food items that we want once we're there, just because I'm terrible at the whole like cooking and dinner thing.
You don't even need to cook it though. Let's go to Red Lobster and try some lobster before we go to Maine.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. Yeah, I have a major mom fail when it comes to dinners because I'm do whatever's convenient.
It's so hard. Another one we like to do is create a custom playlist. Make a playlist of songs that capture the vibe of your destination or songs that you associate with vacation. We can also share it with friends or family that if you're going on the trip as well. So if we're going to Jamaica, let's start getting some reggae on.
Right?
Speaking of
Um,
which, talking music, have you listened to the new A Whole New Sound, the Disney pop rock covers that they're doing? Oh my gosh, everybody stop what you're doing and go download it. Simple Plan, We the Kings, New Found Glory, they're all covering like A Whole New World, Eye to Eye. They just released the Hercules one.
hope it's
So good.
good because
So
I will
fun.
be very upset about. I might be a little on the like salty side with Hercules if it's not well done.
No, they're so well done. So they come out like this weekend, like the
Okay.
6th or something, but they've slowly started like dropping. So it's just kind of like
Okay.
a fun way. Like if you're going to Disney,
Yeah.
get the adult version, the
Right.
so you're not listening to the cartoon one all day.
Though, you know me, I'm so
The
like
classics.
nostalgic. I'm so nostalgic for that stuff. So I will be like jamming out to my Can't Wait to Be King. So the next thing is, and let me tell you, my kids, especially my oldest, this would be something they would totally be into. Host a packing party. So basically get all of your outfits out, get your snacks, get your like whatever your list is, and maybe even have on like your movie marathon in the background, whatever. And have everybody go through and do their packing. My girls definitely love a good packing list, and they get that from me for sure. So, all of us packing together and making sure we have outfits, and sometimes making sure we have coordinated outfits. That's totally my jam. Totally would work with my girls. So, my husband usually packs his bag in like 3 minutes. So, he's no fun because he just puts it all together. And we like to make it into a whole big thing and an event.
That's so fun.
And
As
I
part of this, it's not vacation for me unless I buy a whole new wardrobe. It's the worst. I am the worst. But
I know,
there's
and it's not
something,
just for you, it's for your kids too.
yeah. Oh, it's so bad. But there's just like I don't go big for back to school. So I love like, I don't know, I like when they have good non-stained clothes when we're on vacation because
Yep.
we're taking a bunch of pictures.
Yep.
So, and it's always fun to kind of like coordinate the kids a little bit and the rabbit holes I've been down with small shops and different. Oh, guys, it's bad, but it's so fun when all the packages start rolling in. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, or I'm like
Get really
packing and I'll be like,
exciting.
I forgot I ordered this like 6 months ago, but this is so cute.
So funny. I know. Rob can usually tell when I do that too because he's just like another Amazon package or another whatever. Like there's like 15 packages on the front porch. But yeah, that kind of leads into the next one, which is it says, well, DIY travel accessories, but basically like you can make them or you can order them from Etsy. You can do all kinds of fun stuff, basically personalization of your trip, travel accessories. And I think that I can very confidently say that Crystal and I both are very into travel accessories.
I cannot tell you how many of these adorable passport covers I've looked at on Etsy. Do I need one? Am I going anywhere with my passport? No. Do I have like 6 in my Etsy cart? Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, you
It's
could do luggage tags, t-shirts, journals, all kinds of stuff. Etsy's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, for sure. And, I know that not everybody likes it, but I think any kind of like matching shirt, and it doesn't have to be Disney. It could be any trip that you're going on. If you have any kind of matching outfits or something that is relevant to wherever it is that you're going, I like to have those, but I do like to save room to buy a shirt or two or some type of accessory wherever we're going, you know,
We
and
need to
then
do a
like,
whole souvenir episode.
yeah, and work that into the wardrobe rotation. Make sure that you leave room for that because that's one of my favorite things too, is to be able to get something, while you're there.
And don't be rolling your eyes about like matching shirts because you can do coordination very well without being like a carbon copy of each other.
Yes, you can.
I was just looking at one of our pictures from our last trip, and we all had some sort of Mickey head, but we are all wearing like white and black and red. They weren't anything exactly the same. Like mine was a vintage tee, but they all kind of like coordinated enough that you could see that we were a family group, but it was something that my husband would participate in.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have to be obnoxious, It doesn't have to be. I mean, it can be. I'm okay with it being obnoxious, but it doesn't have to be. And, especially when we went on our first trip to Disney, like I had matching shirts for every single day. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm not as bad about that because some of the stuff we can kind of rewear. Like the girls are getting to the age where we don't have to buy them something new every time. And I definitely have shirts that are just in my rotation. I don't have to buy something new every time, but I like to at least get one shared thing for each of our trips just because it's just something fun to do. I mean, it gets you excited. When we did the trip in 2020 in October, like I bought them two minis, that like Halloween minis. She had her witch's hat on and a little dress. She was so cute.
Mm.
And then the candy corn light up necklaces and a shirt. And we all had like matching shirts, Disney Halloween shirts.
This can transfer into pajamas.
Yes.
I'm bad at that too.
Oh yeah. I definitely wear my t-shirts as PJs for sure.
Well, then who were we? We were what, 80 strong, run around in our matching agency shirts in June.
Yep. Yep. I actually have mine on right now underneath my Mickey sweatshirt. So, and I will be wearing it to bed.
So that one, we were kind of, we weren't assigned, but they said if you're wearing them, wear them this day. So I found matching ears, of course, that match the shirt. I know a lot of people found like matching sunglasses and had their nails all done to match the shirts.
It was fun. It's just fun. It's something fun to do. It gets you very excited.
The next one is plan vacation themed activities for the plane or car ride. So prepare, we talked about this last week, but kind of like prepare fun activities, travel themed games, or scavenger hunt for the journey. This is great with kids. You know me. If you're in the car, teach them how to play the sign ABC game.
Mm-hmm. Or I spy with my little eye. Something
Yes.
red, whatever.
The license plates of all the
Uh-huh.
states.
Yep. Yep. And I do want to reiterate, like if you go out, online and you're looking, neither one of us support the bloggers that have out there to bring slime and Play-Doh. They've lost their minds. No, no. Bring coloring books or, if you're in a plane, it's harder to do the I Spy with my little eye or two in the license plate game. But coloring books or like Krystle said last time, the Color Wow, Magnadoodle, a tablet. I mean, I know tablet's not as fun and creative, but there are fun, creative, educational apps and games that you can use, or you can let them use while on the plane, or a movie that's related to your trip. Same thing. The little like fact books. I loved those. I remember having those for the girls. Facts about wherever it was that we were going, and where they would do like almost like there was like a Where's Waldo type book. And I
Mhm.
don't remember exactly. It's not Where's Waldo, but it was a similar type book that where they can see all the different areas and background and things like that of the place that you're going. Sorry, that took me a minute to get out. And then, or like a word search or something, like something like that.
Calder and Harper are getting to the age. Do you know those like little round games called Spot It? And they're like little round cards and they have like 8 different objects on it. And then you lay 2 down and you'll be like, you try to find the match before the next person. Have you seen those?
I have not.
Your kids might be a little too old for these, but it's kind of like a version of I Spy, but there's like 6 or 8 different games that can be played. And it's kind of like the size of a deck of cards. They have Marvel ones, they have Frozen ones, they have Mickey ones, they have MLB ones, they have all kinds of different versions, and they're small enough that you can put them in the side of your backpack and pull them out, and it's a good like kind of like quiet time activity.
Mhm.
They really like those.
Yeah, that sounds fun. And that's good for the car or the plane.
I've actually put them in my park bag too to play in line.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you can only do so many rounds of heads up,
Hmm.
believe me. Because I'm like, I am not playing that anymore. Leave me alone. Do not ask me again. You're cut off. So the next one, which it's very similar to kind of what we already talked about with YouTube videos or National Geographic shows or that kind of thing, but you could do a virtual walkthrough of your destination using Google Earth or a VR experience. I think doing Google Earth, that would be kind of cool just to see what it really looks like. And even doing, if you were able to do like a street view or something of, let's say you had the address of your hotel in Italy or France or Germany or wherever you were going, and you wanted to be able to see what it looked like and look up and like walk up and down the street. Like that would be really cool. I think that would be a neat thing to do for sure.
Yeah, even just to get your bearings before your trip.
Yeah.
Next is to build an itinerary, scrapbook, or a vision board. So use magazine clippings or photos, digital prints, or whatever you can find to kind of just cut out and make a fun little scrapbook. Or you could add sections for each day, or you could add fun stickers or doodles.
Hmm.
This is just such a fun idea to
I love it.
visually see.
I love it. I love this idea because some of the things I think you could kind of add in or like mix in with it, having everybody participate in this and using it as a way to get everybody's ideas of what they want to do, putting it together and getting everybody included. I just think that would be so fun.
Yes, me too. And it's something fun to like look back on too. You could add your pictures when you get back from your trip.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And that is one of the things that I like. I haven't ever done a vision board, but I do love this idea because I do like to ask the girls and Rob, because generally I'm the one that's planning. I like to ask them. Sometimes I'll print out a list of things or just depending on what it is and ask them like, what do you guys want to do? What are you excited about? Like, where do you want to eat? Where do you want to, what do you want to experience? What do you want to do? Because it gets them excited if I'm doing all the planning and not asking anybody with their opinion. Getting them involved in it makes them, engaged and excited.
Yes, and involving everybody in the planning can usually help, especially in large groups, to kind of figure out your must-dos and cut down on drama later.
Yes, yes. Obviously, if it's a really big group, you need to limit it to like, what is your one thing you want to do per day, or one thing you want to, because otherwise
For the
it'll be a
entire
mess.
trip, what's your one must-do
Yeah,
here?
it'll be a hot mess if you're asking everybody what they want to do because you're not going to please everybody. But giving them the opportunity to say like, these are my top 3 things, and trying to incorporate that into the trip that just makes everybody excited for sure. So this one is obviously, if you're going to another country, learn basic phrases in the local language. Or, if you're coming from the South, from a different region, or you're learning the different dialects of the United States, you could play up the different dialects. But using, having key phrases, that's going to help encourage everyone, especially your kids, if they've never been abroad, to learn more about the culture and understand that not every culture speaks English, and they need to learn some phrases in the language where you're going, so that they can participate in things and they can speak with someone that's local.
Well, and just even having like knowing the basic phrases for like where's the restroom, I think is
Mm.
you're gonna want that. Next, we have a scavenger hunt. Organize a scavenger hunt at home or in your local area with clues related to the vacation location. So this can include finding items that represent the culture, the history, activities. You could throw in a restaurant. I think we both kind of talked about this earlier, just like a fun way to like surprise people or just further immerse yourself. Like how fun would it be to go to like an Asian grocery store and like go
Right.
pick out ingredients if you're going to like an Asian destination?
Yeah. 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 I love scavenger hunts. And I think it's fun to use them in a way where you are helping whoever it is, in your family be surprised and kind of guess and get to the point where they understand, oh, we're going to this place, or just something fun to do, even if everybody already knows. And, like Crystal was saying, like you could do a scavenger hunt and go to the grocery store and pick out foods that you want to make for your dinner that we talked about earlier.
And then we already talked about this, but my obsession with planning outfits beforehand, I think that's so fun. So I won't even go further into that. But another one I like to do is I like to get my nails done before vacation. I went with my mother-in-law before one of our Disney trips and we both put like little Mickeys on our nails and it was just kind of like a fun way to get excited and also pamper yourself and relax for a minute because I don't know about everybody else, but for me that like week or two leading up to a vacation is complete chaos trying to get everything done. So just to have like a minute to like breathe, but
Mhm.
you're still doing something to get ready for your trip.
Yep. Yeah, I totally go into manic mode right before vacation. I act like I've never ever gone before, and I'm completely like running around like a crazy person, or acting like I've not ever had to leave for 5 days or however many days from work. I'm like freaking out at work, trying to make sure everybody has everything, making sure everybody's packed. So yeah,
Well, and then
getting
like,
your toes and nails done for sure.
yes. And that like week right before a vacation ends up costing me more than like the week of vacation because I'm like, I need to get my hair done. I need to get my nails done. I got to make a trip to Ulta. I don't know why I need to go to Ulta, but I need new travel stuff,
Need new mascara for that
new
trip.
mascara just for this trip. Amazon packages. Where's this? I can't find it. Let's go to Target.
No.
Oh, good grief. But
I know my husband, I will get something and he'll open it and he's like, "Don't we already have like 5 of these?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't know where it is." So
I
it's
need
like,
it.
what the heck? Like, yeah, who knows where that is? I think every single time, not for myself, but for my children, because they freaking lose them. I think I buy new earbuds every time we go on a road trip or on a plane trip because they, for some reason, cannot seem to keep their earbuds. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, if you have anything you would add to the list or a fun story, we'd love to hear it. So shoot us an email or DM. I love hearing about how different people have surprised their kids or
Me
what they do
too.
to get ready for vacation.
I love surprise stories for sure because the two of us love travel so much, like seeing other people do things that are fun, related to travel for sure. It's super fun. But I think that kind of wraps up for today. Like Crystal said, please reach out through social media, share with us what you do. We love it. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Wanderlust and Wishes.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform.
And remember, the world is full of wonders waiting to be explored. Until next time, happy travels.
Bye for now.